just a second here and give away some tickets to the show, so stay around. 1033 KDHX FM 88 is what you're listening to, Sounds About Town, where we give away tickets to shows all the time, playing music by bands that are going to be coming through St. Louis. So stay with us and tune in every week. Well, it happens nearly 3,000 times every year. It can destroy forests, grasslands, and property. It can also kill, and people are getting away with it. That's why the Missouri Department of Conservation and Operation Forest Arson are helping to put the heat on woods arsonists. And speaking of heat, you can find out what's really cooking. Bruce B serves up a piping hot platter of tasty cuts that are breaded in blues, fried in funk, and smothered in soul. It's only available right here on KDHX on the Chicken Shack every Wednesday evening from 4 to 7 on 88.1 KDHX St. Louis Community Radio. And again, that's what you're listening to, KDHX. We have a lot more music coming your way. Sounds About Town till 12 midnight, and at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock, something we don't normally do, but we'll have a little news for you. Some election headlines from the network, so do stay around. And, well, stay with us. We're going to mosey on right now and have a little bit of music for you from Grant Lee Buffalo, again, who are going to be performing tomorrow night at the Galaxy, who we just heard before that, 16 Horsepower, opening up. If you'd like to go see these groups tomorrow night, give us a call, 664-3688, 664-FM88 is the number. Be the, third caller at 664-3688, and you'll get yourself a pair of tickets to see this band, Grant Lee Buffalo. You're listening to KDHX.
Here's the one mistake that cannot be made. There's a line that is stepped over once, and only once let it be said. And all of the hubris clenched in our fist won't punch your way out of here. You know what I told and I tell, but you won't let it pass into your ears. Even the oxen ramming the heads and wood rails come to know pain before arrested barrier hell. Before the radio, long before radio wave struck down to touch, and off the wild flame that took all of its path trampled the young underbrush. Music shooed clouds away, billowing anxieties rolled over and out. Seems like a lot of folks gave up or got out, except for the truly devout. You like the oxen ramming the hells and wood rails, came to be dizzy before the barrier fell. Love is the one weapon that hasn't been brandished yet in this song. Strikes fear in the pockets of bankers and generals without it, can't carry on. And all of us knew this at one time, from teething to toothless, it's safe to say. But useless perhaps to point out that we've lost our instincts and all in this day. Yeah, like the oxen ramming the hells and wood walls, might come to no mercy before the barrier falls. They might come to no mercy before the barrier falls. They might come to no mercy before the barrier falls.
performing it off-Broadway Thursday night. Tom Principato and his group. That was from his release, Tip of the Iceberg, a tune called Twister. Brought to you by KDHX, St. Louis Community Radio. Sounds About Town, bringing you bands coming to town 15 minutes before 11 o'clock. Ted Heinz along with you tonight until 12 midnight. I want to remind you to stay tuned for more music and election updates in about 15 minutes, so do stay around. Let's see, I'm going to run down a list of some groups that are coming to town, and we'll have some tickets to give away very soon to the Lemonheads, so stay with us. Tomorrow night at Mississippi Nights, Los Lobos and the Wild Colonials will be performing. Tomorrow night at Off-Broadway, Ronnie Dawson Band and Wayne Hancock. If you like rockabilly, tomorrow night you need to be at Off-Broadway. Grant Lee Buffalo and 16 Horsepower performing at Galaxy tomorrow night. At Cicero's, an all-ages show. Hammerhead, the Gnomes of Zurich, and Today is the Day. Jazz at the Bistro, Wednesday through Saturday of this week. Lester Bowie and the New York Organ Ensemble. Probably going to be a fairly crowded event, Jazz at the Bistro, so you might want to go earlier in the week to get a good seat. And off-Broadway Thursday, as I said, the Tom Principato Band. And Thursday night as well at Mississippi Nights, the Lemonheads, Imperial Teen, and Frosted. Thursday at the Galaxy, Test Department and Sheep on Drugs, while at Cicero's that same night, an over 21 show, Grievous Angels and Cool Hand Band. Thursday night at the Gargoyle at Wash U, Railroad Jerk and Skeleton Key. You got a little Railroad Jerk coming up, so stay around. The Wallflowers and Maypole performing a free show Monday at the Blue Note. Doesn't make much sense because it says Monday and it also says November 7th. So you might want to call out to the Blue Note to find the particular date for that show, or you'll show up on the wrong day and that wouldn't be good. Coca, Friday night, the Battlefield Band played a little of their Scottish Battlefield music earlier. Friday night at Mississippi Nights, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. If you're into ska, that's the place to be. Friday night, Hepcat and Sensefield are going to be opening up. At the Galaxy Friday night, Stabbing Westward, Ash and Drill. Friday night at Cicero's, an all-ages show, Pave the Rocket. Jupiter Coyote and Buzzy Jones perform Friday at the Side Door Club, and I think we're going to have a little music from both of those acts in the next 15 minutes or so, so do stay around. Well, let's get you through Saturday with the list here. Cicero's on Saturday night. Semisonic is going to be performing. I believe we've got some Semisonic here, so we'll probably hear some of that. And at the Westport Playhouse, Phil Keaggy and Wes King will be performing. So that takes us through the weekend. And we'll get back into some music now. I'm going to give away, again, some tickets to, what was I saying, the Lemonheads. That's right. We're going to give away one pair of tickets. Well, let's make that two pair of tickets to Lemonheads, Imperial Teen, and Frosthead, who will be performing Thursday at Mississippi Nights, Thursday, November 7th. Two pair of tickets, so let's take the fourth and fifth callers at 664-3688, 664-FM88, the usual number. Stay with us. Here are the Lemonheads on KDHX.
Lover, don't turn your head, just let me walk away. I thought I might have to say you're asking the wrong guy. She wonders how, thinks she knows now. She'll be right, they'll always go by the by. Baby, There's nothing okay with you. There's nothing okay with me. Is anything happening to have to go to sleep? He wonders why the indigo guy, he'll be right. They always go by the by. Baby, no. Baby, no. tongue, and I won't say a word against anyone, but I don't want to get my fingers wet unless it's an accident. I fell out in the street, now I'm watching the shoes and grit my teeth, but I don't have to look that way if I had half a say. It's about time, it's about time. Lick my lips, and I won't hear the end of this. On your knees and reassurance, buy some time and come back for it. Before long, before it's gone. Patience is like bread, I say. I ran out of that yesterday. It's about time, it's about time. Enough about us, let's talk about me. It's not about you, it's not about sunshine. It's about time, it's about time. Touch my leg, it's smooth but there's stubble there. I'll fall back and let 'em go, only when I know you know. I don't know, make me sure. Have your people contact mine and keep your lawyer on the line. It's about time, it's about time. It's about time, it's about time. St. Whistle of Helmsburg, reflecting on your ways, to shadow the darkness of my ordinary day. St. Whistle of Helmsburg, so ordinary, simple and careless, to cause you despair. He'll save her life, she'll wonder why. St. Whistle of Helmsburg will never die. St. Whistle of Helmsburg, not a penny to his name. He gave to the rich, he gave to the poor, hoping we'd see the same. Can't cast a stone when your Lord appears, working to glorify all of our fears. Knowing the answer falls on their ears, that's when Whistle of Helmsburg St. Whistle of Helmsburg, reflecting on your ways, to shadow the darkness of my ordinary day. St. Whistle of Helmsburg, so ordinary, simple and careless. Welcome to Happyville. You'll soon understand the reason for your good time. Take it in stride, take it in time. Go to Happyville and have a good old good time. I hope you have a good time in Happyville. Call and write me sometime, and be kind to animals, even the two-legged kind. Welcome to Happyville. I'm running out of time. I think a lot more and say a lot less right here in Happyville. Welcome to Happyville, right next to Hellsburg. Welcome to Happyville. 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 You'll soon understand the reason for your good time. Damn it!
KDHX FM 88 music from Buzzy Jones from their release To Helmsburg and Back. And we heard a couple of tunes from that release. They're going to be in town coming up real soon here. Buzzy Jones will be opening up for Jupiter Coyote, the Side Door Club, Friday, November 8th. It's exactly 11 o'clock. You're listening to KDHX FM 88. My name's Ted Heinz. This is Sounds About Town. Stay tuned. We've got some election updates, and we'll be back with more music here on FM 88.
We'll be back to regular programming on 88.1 KDHX in just a few moments. Right now, here's a special election night update from Public Radio International, Monitor Radio, and 88.1 KDHX, St. Louis Community Radio.
Home state of Arkansas, after major news networks projected him to win re-election to a second term. Republican presidential challenger Bob Dole has formally conceded defeat, telling supporters in Washington he'd telephoned President Clinton to congratulate him on re-election. Dole also welcomed preliminary results that showed Republicans will remain in control of the U.S. Congress.
What we need to do now, as Republicans, is to come together, as we always will, keep the House. We're going to keep the House, going to keep the Senate. We're going to do what we should do for the United States of America. And I've never been prouder in my life than to have been the Republican nominee for President of the United States.
Dole also thanked his wife Elizabeth and running mate Jack Kemp. Preliminary figures give Reform Party candidate Ross Perot 8% of the vote in the U.S. presidential election. Glenn Mitchell reports from Dallas.
After winning almost 20% of the popular vote in 1992, Perot dropped substantially this year as head of the Reform Party. In the final days of the campaign, he slammed Bill Clinton on ethical issues and echoed that theme Tuesday night.
We must set the highest ethical and moral standards for the people who serve in our government, and all that has got to be changed from rules to laws in the next 4 years, and we're going to have to stand at the gate and keep the pressure on, and we will.
Perot urged his followers to keep the pressure on Washington for campaign finance and other reforms. For the Christian Science Monitor, this is Glenn Mitchell in Dallas.
In Congress, exit polls indicate Republicans will maintain control of the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives. In Georgia, Speaker Newt Gingrich won re-election. Democrats won 8 of 11 races for governor, including New Hampshire, which elected its first female governor, Jean Shaheen. Republicans won in West Virginia, Montana, and Utah. Senate races remain undecided in Alaska, Colorado, Louisiana, Maine, Oregon, and South Dakota. Senate incumbents projected to win re-election include Democrats Tom Harkin of Iowa, Max Baucus of Montana, Carl Levin of Michigan, John Kerry of Massachusetts, Paul Wellstone of Minnesota, and Joseph Biden of Delaware. And Republicans Larry Craig of Idaho, Robert Smith of New Hampshire, Jesse Helms of North Carolina, Strom Thurmond of South Carolina, Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, Thad Cochran of Mississippi, Pete Domenici of New Mexico, and Phil Gramm of Texas. On the New York Stock Exchange, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 39 points. This is Monitor Radio News on PRI Public Radio International.
Brought to you as a service of KDHX FM 88, St. Louis Community Radio. So you're listening to 4 minutes after 11 o'clock. Ted Heinz along with you. This is Sounds About Town for the next hour. More music by bands coming to St. Louis. And we heard just before the election update some music from Buzzy Jones, who will be at the Side Door Club this Friday, opening up for Jupiter Coyote. So what the heck? Up next, Jupiter Coyote on FM 88. This is from a 1993 recording that, if I'm not mistaken, came out just this year. It was just released this year by Jupiter Coyote. The name of the CD is called Wade, and this song is called On Trial.